Hello, I wanted to make a video today about healing. This is just, of course, my perspective, take it or leave it. But being in the spiritual community, this is a term that comes up all the time, and with all these people that consider themselves spiritual healers, all these people that are healing themselves. Healing, that word comes up a lot. For me, though, I think it's good for us to pull back, because when we focus too much on certain concepts and ideas, they can become something else. So I think it's good to pull back and really look at healing for what it is. It is an expression. That's really what it is. But it's also completely illusion. Because there's nothing to heal. Where's your wound? Point it to me. Where's my wound? I don't have a wound. In this life, everything's about perception. So when we change our perception, which we can do at any time, we change our experience. And so, I don't know if I ever really felt I needed healing, but I guess in some way I did decades ago. But I've long since moved out of that way of thinking. But whatever works for you. I mean, if the expression of healing, the symbol of healing helps people, point at something that needs addressing or ascending, then that's fine. But for me, I never really felt it as healing because I don't feel I'm wounded. I've been hurt. But these wounds don't actually exist, and they heal the minute we let them go. So what we're really talking about is less about healing and more about letting go. As soon as we let go of things and forgive and just truly let it go and accept, and we continue on a path of self-love, we don't feel wounded. When we feel really wounded, it's because we're still at some part of us are still in a very fragile state, very much still up in the mind and in thoughts and holding on to things, and not quite ready to let them go, which is fine. You'll let them go when you need to. But that's really where the healing comes in, is when we let go of things. So it's really about, again, stepping into stillness into ourselves, practicing self-love, and just making the choice to accept things, practice acceptance and gratitude, and let things go. Because when we don't let them go and we perceive it as a wound, then we in that frame of mind, we often feed that wound, and we poke that wound, and then when others come into our lives and we're more of a victim mentality, where we feel that they're a threat in some way, emotionally or energetically, then we see them as poking. Then anything they say feels like poking in my wound. This is when we trigger each other in life, when people are triggering each other's fears. And we attracted that by design. It's good to also know that if you want to get over something, you're going to attract that opportunity. So if you're trying to get over judgment, you're going to attract people that it's going to be really hard not to judge them. If you try to get over acceptance, you're going to attract situations that are going to be really difficult to accept. We all go through this. So when we see it that way, we can then, first of all, practice acceptance and gratitude. Gratitude, instead of seeing it as a threat, see it as a very tough challenge, an opportunity, a gift, a very tough and even possibly painful gift. So with healers, I really want to talk to the healers just for a bit. So if you're a healer, healers need healing. So make sure you're healing yourself, or whatever you want to call it, ascending that which doesn't serve you. And feel free to reach out to other healers or other people for help, because you need to keep working on yourself. Obviously, you should anyways. That should be your first mission anyways. We're not here just to help others. We're here to experience and enjoy ourselves. And while we're here, we help each other. But that's not, I live a life of service, so don't get me wrong. Everything I do is service to others. But first and foremost, I'm here to enjoy myself, and I just so happens I love this path of service, and it just serves me, and I feel so grateful for it. And but I always do take care of myself, and always will. So it's important to take care of yourself as a healer. And if you're someone who heals, especially in energy, I hear this a lot, where people that are starting to develop abilities to heal energetically and to pick up energies, or to even pick up thoughts, all kinds of abilities. Keep in mind you're just learning your abilities. And so, because we see a lot of people, again, they get up in the mind, and I see a lot of healers that already have these really set definitions of, and they're actually quite afraid of other people. So they really want to help them, and they do, but they also are caught up in their own stuff, and they're caught up in a victim mentality. So they're also speak quite often of these people they help as and they, I'm sure they don't even hear it, that if almost from a very threatened position, and almost a victim mentality, like, oh, here they come again, and oh, here it comes again, and oh, I got to protect myself. That has nothing to do with healing or them. That has to do with you, and that's okay. You're human. Just because you have incredible abilities and you have incredible love and a call of service, doesn't mean you're not prone to what we're all prone to. Quite the opposite. So it's okay. Accept it. Be brave enough to see that, and monitor your thoughts. And because what you're really doing is telling a story, and now you're making all these people you want to help, you're making them a threat to you on an energy level. You're afraid of them. Don't be afraid of the people you're trying to help. Don't be afraid of your abilities. Don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid. That's what they're going through. That's what you're trying to help them through, to let go of fear and let go of pain. So if you're holding on to pain, you can't help them as much, and it's just not good for you. Bottom line, you should be, it's important you do be happy. That's how we really make the change. We're not here to fix each other's problems, because we can't. You can facilitate healing or ascending or whatever, helping one another, however you want to put it. But it's up to each of us. And by being the change, by vibrating on a different level, by not vibrating in fear, but vibrating in love, by embracing life, by being open and stop protecting. And when we do all these things and we keep ascending and ascending and evolving and growing, this is how we reprogram us. Collectively, we change the program, and we literally be the change, and we send out vibrations that create a different reality. So, yeah, you healers, you're fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing, but also keep in mind that you're ascending things as well, and listen to yourself when you're telling stories. We hear a lot of, besides fear, we hear assumptions that, well, this, I know that this one piece, someone contacts me here, or I don't. A lot of times I get people, even sometimes they don't see that they're mixing in their own stuff, and so I do believe in their abilities, but it's off. So occasionally I'll even get someone who will reach out to me, and then when I kind of reach back, they'll feel that I might be. They start to react as if in fear, or start saying things that indicate that there's a fear that I might be another person who's going to drain from them or do Again, that's them. I was just reaching out because they reached out to me. So again, I only bring that up because it's a perfect example of how now we see that. Now we see that this is about what you're going through. So I'm kind of rambling off topic, but the point is that you're a healer, you're human. You got to allow yourself to be human, and you got to work on yourself and give yourself lots of love and attention, and time for stillness, and try to monitor your thoughts, and try not to see. I mean, you should love the work that you do. So if you love healing, and I'm sure you do, but it should just be that. Yes, should it be challenging? Yes. But should it cause you pain? No. If it's causing you pain, then that's you, not them. Sometimes, for the most part, I really help people from what they're telling me. Occasionally, I can't. I do my best. Because it's up to them. So I do what I can and plant whatever seeds I can, and then that's it. Let it go. But I don't have any pain from that. I don't. So if you're feeling pain from the people you're trying to help, well, then that's just something you need to ascend, something you need to work on, because it's not their fault. You put out the sign, I'm a healer. So they're going to come to you for help, and they're going to come in every shape and variety. And yes, energetically, because they're in a bad place, they might be draining. They might be, some people are calling it vampire type stuff. Although I think it's best we stop looking at each other as vampires. Yes, is this world about energy exchange, and do people unknowingly drain other people's energy? Yes, absolutely. Sometimes knowingly. But I mean, that's just part of the thing, and again, it all comes down to us. Nobody can take your energy if you don't allow them to. So again, it's all about you. It's all about us, whether healer or not healer, whatever, how you see yourself or whatever your path is. It always benefits us, and its primary mission to love and care for yourself. And don't allow these intense, like I said, try to monitor yourself and catch yourself if you're allowing what you have chosen, the path you have chosen in life, if you're starting to allow it to cause you pain and start to be afraid and start to pull back from people and pull back from life, because that's really, you're trying to get them to not do that. So now you're going to do it? Does it make sense what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to be the change. So people don't hurt me when I help them. I mean, in personal relationships and stuff, and yeah, I can still get hurt because, that's different. If you're in a romantic or family, you've got a long history, we can still we're human, we can get hurt by that. We work on our own stuff, and that's what you do. But as you really go deep and embrace your path and embrace yourself and love yourself and work through what you need to get through, it's just naturally less and less, and then eventually you won't feel threatened by other people's energy, because you're in control of, you realize you are the master of your own experience, and you will just get it. And if they do make you certain feel away, you'll just work through it and go, no, this has nothing to do with me. Okay, no, I'm good. I chose this. I decided to help this person. Okay. And you'll choose to help them in the way you can help them, and you'll choose to help them as long as you want to. And if you feel you need to walk away, sometimes you might have to. There might be the odd case where they're just, they don't really want help. They just want to engage in an energy exchange or something, and there's just no talking to them, or they're in so much pain that they're really quite irrational and difficult to deal with. You might, for yourself, you don't stoop in the mind. Just if you feel you got to step away, then you might have to step away. That's it. So yeah, healers, heal yourselves. Don't be afraid to let others heal you, and monitor your thoughts. Work through your stuff. Be good to yourselves. Be good to yourselves. You absolutely deserve it. You help a lot of people. So make sure to help yourself first and be happy at all times. And that's the best way you will help the world. Think of it, if you think of it as, I'm a healer like a medic running in to patch wounds, well, you could patch wounds forever. The real change comes when you be the change, and then people can feel it, and you're reprogramming the collective, and you're sending the waves out by actually just being really happy and really ascending, and a constant on a mission of self-discovery and ascending your own things. When you focus on that, then service and healing comes a part of that, but that should always be the primary focus. Because really that's what you're trying to instill in them, right? So that has to be the number one thing. And when you do that, it all gets easier, and you won't feel. I don't feel threatened by people that reach out to me. Sometimes I might be like, oh geez, here we go, for half a second, and then I catch myself and go, okay, enough of that. I hear you. Yeah. That just means, instead of feeding the story, I'll just hear the thought and go, okay, that's just me expressing a little bit of, whatever, and I'll just let it go. There's no threat here. I'm happy to help. Let's just see how it plays out, and do your best, and just enjoy that you get to do it. You get to help people, and so that's it. So don't sweat this stuff. Don't take it too seriously. You should be enjoying it always, not just when you feel you've helped them, but you should just be enjoying that you get to do it. Enjoy what you do. Bye-bye.